Now, vote counting is underway following Mozambique's general elections. More than 12 million voters registered to participate in the polls. The Mozambique National Electoral Commission is expected to announce preliminary results within 72 hours after the closing of the polling stations. Well, the campaign period exposed Mozambique as a fragile nation with violence during the period leading up to the elections, claiming at least 250 lives in the northern and central parts of the country. Many are hoping that their votes will now translate into a whole new era, bringing an end to the current political intolerance and infighting amongst some parties. And they're also hoping the elections results will bring a Mozambique that is corruption-free and citizen-centred. Well, our reporter on the ground who's been watching this story unfold for us is Siphephile Kunene. She's in Maputo in Mozambique and joins us now for an update. Siphephile, thanks so much indeed for joining us. Tell us what happened today.
Today it was the beginning of the counting of results. Actually, they began last night and some of them finished at 9 a.m. this morning in different voting stations. In those stations, the results that were formulated there, that were found there after calculating, were pasted on the walls. Those are the tally sheets that they will use for the counting nationally. So if you're in Maputo or you went to vote in some certain school, you can go see your results in that particular voting station. We also spoke to former president of Nigeria who is leading the AU observer mission here, African Union observer mission here, Mr. Goodluck Jonathan. He said he observed, or the observer mission observed, a good election. Everything went according to plan, and he said the magnitude at which they delivered was unexpected. He was impressed, though he cited that where there were criminal elements, it's things that wouldn't really get to affect the results. He also said that with the local observer that was killed in Shai, the law needs to take its course there, because no one dies and no one accounts for it. Someone should account for it. And then the people on the ground, they are okay. They voted. It's back to business as usual. They are hoping, though, that their vote gives them a better life. Their vote gets them to where they want to be in life. They want proper infrastructure. They want to get employment in Mozambique. They don't want to get out of the country so as to get employment. They want the country to develop instead of only the government looking out for itself. It needs to look out for the people in general. We visited Basha this today. It was a bus. People are going about their own business, daily business, and the women that we spoke to there, they said, we're hoping that we'd have a better life, have a place where we can sell our stuff properly, where we can be better and say we proudly Mozambicans. And then results, the full results, final results are expected within a 15-day period. It could be earlier, it could be just on the 15th day, but the results are expected within a 15-day period. Interim results are expected to be announced tomorrow on Thursday. That is when the Mozambique National Electoral Commission has called a press conference.
Between 12 and 13 million people registered to vote. Do we have any indication what kind of turnout there was?
Apparently the turnout was good, though they didn't give us numbers, but they said the turnout was good. They're only giving us proper numbers tomorrow. That's when they're going to tell us how many of the expected voters did turn up. It's only that 7 voting stations in Cabo Delgado did not open because of the insurgents there. There are no people to vote in that place. They ran away because they're being attacked. So those voting stations were not open for voting. But the rest of the over 20,000 stations were opened and people voted. The 408 that were opened outside the country, people went there to vote. They opened on time yesterday. Peter?
All right, and then perhaps finally, have they been releasing preliminary results during the course of the day? And if so, what indications have we got from those?
This morning, some of the results were already pasted on the walls of the classes that they were using, because mostly they use schools. And there you could see that Frelimo is leading, and followed by Renamo. And presidency-wise, Mr. Philip Nyusi, the current president of the country, is leading. So that's the feeling right now. Frelimo is in the lead, and Philip Nyusi is the one that was chosen by many in the schools that we visited here in Maputo.
All right, Siphephile, thanks very much. We'll certainly, no doubt, be crossing to you quite frequently between now and tomorrow, when we start to get a better picture of what happened across the country. And of course, you'll know that, as we've just heard from there, between 12 and 13 million people registered to vote. We'll find out how many did actually vote in the end. But for the first time this election, 10 provinces, the people will get to vote their provincial governors. Before, that was left to the government. They would decide, and all they could do was vote for their president. But now the provincial governors will be elected as well. And analysts are saying that this might be a tighter race than ever before, with the opposition, the Renamo party, expected to get anywhere between 3 to 5 of the 10 provinces in the country. But we'll keep you up to date with that on our programs following. But first, let's continue looking at the World Food Programme. Palesa?